you know, another goddamn sequel show. Oh, what you know, another goddamn sequel show. La 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 la
It's a like, oh, terrible.
Well, yeah.
But I could totally see someone saying that.
Yeah.
Because it has.
I mean, they would be wrong. But
It has qualities that you could totally say are terrible.
They would, yeah,
Terrible.
exactly. They would be
Terrible.
wrong.
Terrible.
Are we going?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I talked up H2's game too much last time because I was talking about how cool it was, where it was like
I don't think I talked it
after
up enough.
slasher flick. But it's like I realized that most slasher sequels have a bit of that kind of stuff in them anyway.
I think you're like really overthinking every movie that we watch. To be
Well,
completely
yeah,
honest with
that's
you.
what I do with things. I
Yeah.
overthink them.
I think you
It makes
are,
it interesting, though.
Yeah.
I guess.
I feel like there's a lot to overthink in this movie.
I just.
Oh yeah, in the movie we just watched.
Hey, hold on. I would like to apologize for
Oh,
last week's episode
Why?
because I sound like a fucking psychopath.
I disagree.
And,
I mean, I haven't heard it yet, but like,
I have.
Do you really sound like a psychopath?
Yeah, I do.
You're not
I'm
being
just
like
like
overly
I'm just like
critical of yourself.
going off the rails the entire time, cutting everyone off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let anyone speak.
pulled a mic.
I didn't mind it though because it was like your baby.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
It's nice to have someone like that. It's nice
Yeah,
to have
it's like
someone
one
that's
movie that
bringing a
someone's
lot of
passionate
energy to
about,
the
yeah.
conversation, even if they kind of dominate.
Like
it
I
because of
expected to be like super passionate about Magic Mike, and like
Yeah,
maybe
like-
I was the most positive, but I realized after a rewatch, it's not.
that
It's
good.
not. It's not. You know, it was much more fun in the theater than it was rewatching
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, hey, we're back for more. Hey, what's up?
We're back for more.
back
This
for
is
more.
Mike.
I am David.
And I'm Kyle.
Did you almost say I'm David?
Yeah, sure did.
That's
Trying to
funny.
be quick about it.
Moving
And
on.
Here I am. It's Kyle. Just to clarify,
To
this is
clarify,
Kyle's
that's
voice.
Kyle.
That's Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
What movie did we watch this week?
We
It's a
wa-
brand new one.
You don't even want me to get into
Kyle.
movie news?
I asked Kyle. Oh, we can do that first. But
Yeah. I guess they're sitting on the edge of their seat at this point, even though the title
yeah,
gives
they
it
don't
away.
even know.
I don't really actually have any news. There was something I wanted because, like, literally,
Okay, so
there's
what the
no
fuck is this
bullshit.
about
Yeah, no,
then?
hold on. There's
This is
something I
secret
wanted to bring up
comments.
last
I have
time.
something.
Okay,
Oh.
cool. What do you got?
No, you go first.
Yeah,
well, I was
go-
gonna say, like, what are your guys' thoughts on this whole like Logan Noir release?
I didn't see it. I don't see.
Oh,
like,
the
I
black
saw
and white?
Yeah.
I saw somebody post. Like, what are they literally just releasing it?
They did
black
in
and
like
white?
select theaters for like a day, but it's going on the Blu-ray of the movie. But like, why? Like, do you have any
Do
opinions?
you want to know why?
Yeah,
Because it'll make
Because
money.
Mad Max.
but like Mad Max had an intention.
I know, but I'm saying
like-
Mad Max did it. So
Yeah.
now
The
it's
Mist did it
Well, then
also.
it's like the
It's
Walking
gonna be a
Dead did it.
thing.
Like I get it. But
I
it's
got
just-
to plug that the Mist did that also, but I
I'm
think
just
the
sa-
Mist was originally
that's
designed to also be
true.
black and white.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I'm
it
just
was,
saying,
it
yeah,
was.
But okay,
And so was Frank Darabont, director of The Mist, started The Walking Dead. He also wanted that to be black and white like the comics, but AMC was like, nah.
that would have been. So
And then later
stupid.
they re-released, like, I don't know if you ever seen AMC when they do broadcast the black and white version, but
No, that's dumb.
I don't know if they still do it, but they were doing it for a brief while.
Someone
when
should just let
showing
Frank
reruns.
Darabont make a goddamn black and white movie. I mean, seriously.
I think black and white movies should be illegal.
On the opposite
I'm just
side
kidding.
of the
The best
spectrum?
movie that I saw this year. Well, I don't know if it came out. Did it come out this year? The Eyes of My Mother. My Mother's Eyes. Something called something. Like
Eyes on My Mother, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I wish, but literally the only thing that I don't like about it is that it's in black and white.
That's in black and white.
Yeah, because
Is it in like Academy ratio like 4:3 or anything? Or
I can't remember.
oh, okay.
It's a great fucking movie.
I've heard
though.
good things, and her like next movie is supposed to be like pretty great too.
Yeah, Logan Noir.
But-
I don't know if I'd check it out.
Yeah,
like,
like-
I liked Logan a lot.
I
but
literally
don't
read
know.
the director was just like basically I'm paraphrasing. It looks pretty cool.
I just
Like he didn't use any of those words, but like that's basically what he said. Like there was never any intention.
Mm-hmm.
It just,
I mean, you could do whatever you want. Let's
Yeah.
face
I mean,
it.
I get-
got. You remember that big argument I
Yeah,
got over?
like I tried to get you sparked and angry about the Mad Max black and white, but you were just like, so whatever, they can do what they
Yeah,
want.
you
I
can-
don't
I mean,
care.
you can,
It's
like-
your
Yeah.
fucking movie.
I mean, my problem with it is that like I'm referring to a specific conversation I had on the internet about Mad Max and like how it's like a waste to re-release it black and white. And it's just like, number one, he wanted it that way in the first place.
Yeah.
Number two, even if he didn't, he can. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You're allowed. It's the same to me. It's the same thing as releasing a director's cut. And
Sure.
every movie gets a fucking
but like
director's
I agree
cut.
that one had intention. Like I'm glad that Logan is not Logan Noir is not on some later release just for more of a money grab.
Yeah.
It's being released with the Blu-ray, but
Yeah.
just don't get it.
No, I mean, I don't get
I mean,
it
I'm not
either.
gonna lie. I'm gonna fucking watch it.
I think
if I'm gonna rewatch Logan, I'm gonna
It'll be in
rewatch it in black and
my
white.
whole
So it's
my
like,
whole point with bringing up the Mad Max thing is that like I think that's stupid. Even if they wanted to do it, I think that's a really dumb idea, and I don't give a fuck. But
yeah.
I think the Logan thing is a dumb idea. Do it. I don't. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a goddamn fuck? Now,
Apparently not Dave.
If they're releasing
Warning,
two separate
explicit
copies
content.
of it, that's where we have a problem. But they're not. It's on the same thing.
No, yeah, I get it.
Like,
So
if
I'm like pro and con on this.
Yeah, it's
Like,
weird.
I don't know.
I'm totally passive to it because, like,
Yeah.
again, I think Logan was a cool movie. I'll probably check it out in black and white if I check it out again at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I really enjoyed Logan.
Mhm.
Like I'm not
You
gonna,
gonna
like,
buy it?
actively seek it out.
Yeah.
Again, you know.
I'll buy it if it's in a dollar bin and I pull it out at random.
Is that the only
You've
thing
never done
you
that.
had to talk about?
I've done that before.
You've never done that.
Is that it?
Not
I've done
once.
that. That's how
Is
I
that it
ended
for
up
your-
with Final Fantasy Spirits Within in my DVD collection.
Is that all you had for sequel news?
Yeah. No, seriously. There's just like it was all dumb shit.
Okay, so there's gonna be a new Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and do you guys know anything about this new Halloween?
Well, yeah,
it's John Carpenter, right?
I mean, he's
no, you-
attached.
You told
but
us about it like a few weeks ago.
he's attached.
I mean, I don't
he's
know.
not. He's not. Like he's
It's
literally going
supposed to be. Is it supposed to follow where the original Halloween 2 left off?
Yeah.
Like Michael Myers is on fire in a
Yeah.
hospital.
But do you? I mean, like, do we know? Do you guys know the specifics?
Didn't you say like
Danny McBride
is behind it?
is
And
writing?
James Franco too, or no?
No, not James Franco.
Okay.
It's I forgot.
that's
the-
kinda
Oh, is it the
connected to
team
her.
from like Eastbound and Down?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But they're writing it. It's supposed to take place. Right, it's supposed to pick up right after 2, I guess.
But
So
two,
which-
like the original 2.
yeah.
yeah,
So
Whoa.
like me and Sean at work were talking about it. It's like that's why like Halloween is so great because like now like literally if this happens how they're saying it's going to happen, it's choose your own fucking adventure.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like you can literally pick which like mythology you want to watch.
Sure.
It's crazy. But yeah, Danny McBride, he was on like Opie or not. What is it now?
Opie and Anthony? Or,
Is that what it's still called? Isn't it something different now?
oh,
Dopey
I don't know.
and
Whatever.
Anthony?
It doesn't
I don't
matter.
know.
He was on a
that
radio
was a really
show.
bad joke.
Was it a joke? I don't even
Yeah.
think it
I mean, that was a
From
joke.
you,
What are
it
you
was,
talking about?
yeah.
Was that a joke?
I mean, jokes have to be funny, right?
no.
Oh, I get. Yeah,
They
you're
have
right.
to want to be funny. Anyways,
Stop throwing it at the wall,
Goddamn.
Mike.
Something will stick.
they're shooting in the fall.
Wow.
So
Quick turnaround, huh?
yeah, that's gonna.
Because they just
exciting.
announced that, right?
I mean, it's been announced for a little bit. A couple
Okay.
months, I think.
That's
exciting.
so
Apparently, they're gonna make Michael Myers scary again, which I have an issue with because like he's always been scary.
yeah.
Like
yeah,
I understand that Rob Zombie's Michael Myers.
there's no horse in this.
There's
one.
no
Is that what
giant
they-
Probably
Beard.
not. There's probably no horse. Okay.
I just don't know what they're meaning by like make Michael Myers
Congratulations,
scary
guys.
again. I know. I'm just saying. I know.
He doesn't have
literally-
a giant beard and doesn't fight a rapper. I think that's what they're
Oh,
saying.
okay. That beard was dope, though.
I
my
here's
favorite
my
parts.
issue, man.
Yeah.
I understand that
Jeez.
Rob Zombie's Michael Myers is not scary in the traditional Michael Myers sense. But if you're trying to
Disagreed.
tell me that motherfucker is not scary,
He's terrifying.
You can fucking suck my dick.
he grunts.
He grunts, man. Rawr.
And he almost said die.
I
Apparently,
mean, he did. He did in the director's cut. So, and that's another thing about the Halloween movies. There's so many different cuts of everything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, which
that's
one do you
crazy.
take?
you, even when you are picking your own adventure, you can just skip paragraphs
man.
and read inserts and
Which
footnotes.
fucking one? Which one is the real
all
one?
over the
Huh?
fucking place.
This
crazy,
is fun.
I have some slight sequel news too, I guess.
I
Because
wasn't
I
done,
just-
but
Oh, you weren't.
Oh.
Dave wasn't done. So
No.
hold on to that
Yeah,
thought, Mike.
I mean, I also heard
You just got to tune out. Forget.
rumblings about. See, this it gets even weirder. He may not have a sister.
Ready to rumble too. Oh,
He may not
we're
have a
talking about-
sister in this.
What?
Which doesn't make sense, especially if it's taking place after the first two, where it's already established that he does have a sister.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. That may just
Wait,
be like
so Laurie
bullshit.
Strode might not be a sister?
I guess not. I don't know.
Is Laurie Strode in it? What happens at the end of Halloween 2? Did she die?
No.
No, she
So Jamie Lee Curtis has come back?
No. God, dude, I
He
fucking
said it
hate
takes
you.
place
You
immediately
know what?
after
Okay, Mike,
Halloween
what's
2.
your sequel news?
Immediately after Halloween 2. Well, how are they going to explain that one?
I didn't write the movie, Kyle. I'm just the messenger right
So
now.
you don't know if she's not back.
Well, how
No,
about
I
this?
don't. But they said that there's no fucking sister.
Well, maybe she just won't be in it. 'Cause,
Maybe
like,
they
Michael Myers
lie.
is on fire. Maybe they'll like drag him off, and his charred corpse comes back to life, and then continues from there or something. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty
Dude,
fucking dead at the end of
occult
Halloween
summons
2.
him back to life.
Okay, so what's your sequel news? I'm done talking about
Oh,
Halloween. You guys are just
they're
pissing me
making
off.
another goddamn Saw movie.
Oh, that's tight. How many is that?
reboot?
Like 7?
It's got to be a reboot,
It's
right?
it's some kind of reboot thing, I think. Either that or it's like an alternate timeline thing. I
down.
think they're going to be like remaking the original, but like slightly different, or doing a prequel.
that's
one
It's
of
just
the
like
two.
a new Jigsaw. He's like, oh, I really like this.
No,
Jigsaw
it's
guy.
still
I'm gonna do
Tobin
this
Bell
again."
as Jigsaw.
Wow, this is so uninteresting.
All right, then fuck you.
No,
Tobin Bell's great. I'm sorry.
talking about, oh fuck! Oh, God, I'm not talking about your goddamn news. You're insulting my taste for the movies.
No, I'm. If the thing that made it disinteresting was that Tobin Bell's back in it, then you can fuck off.
It's just like I was just
I mean, I agree that that's not interesting at all.
yeah.
Because that's already...
So
like,
it's
why
just
would you
another Saw sequel.
Yeah, why would you reboot it with the same person?
Because
Yeah,
Tobin
Mike.
Bell's great, and it's going to be like an alternate kind of thing. I don't know for sure what's going on. It's either a prequel or like an alternate take on the original. I think
play a little game.
I'm sorry. I think Tobin Bell's great.
I mean, he's good at that, I guess. Who gives a fuck?
I just mean like it's kind of
Why
like
are you
when,
getting so fucking upset about
I really
this,
like his
Mike?
work outside of the Saw series.
Yeah, like Seinfeld.
shut up. I just think it's
Was he on
almost like
Seinfeld?
a,
Anyways.
all right. Never mind.
Everyone's
Never mind.
outside.
No, I'm done.
I'm
all done.
upset now.
No, I'm playing your card, dude. I'm playing your card. I'm done. It's done.
All right. What
So it's
movie-
not a reboot.
Hey,
No, it's done. I'm playing the Dave card now. Fuck it.
kind of doing it in like a whiny way. But
Dave, I don't think you hear yourself clear enough sometimes.
no, I think I'm a little more aggressive than you. You're just like, I'm done. Are you okay? I'm
What is
fine.
happening?
I'm
It's
fine.
done.
I'm fine. That's what Mike's doing right now. I'm fine.
So speaking of Danny McBride,
Yeah, I was gonna try to do that, and then Mike interrupted me with his entire
Yeah.
boring, fucking shitty Saw story.
and speaking of twins fighting each other, we saw Alien Covenant tonight.
How is that like twins fighting each other?
Oh, in Logan, sorry. It was in my head. It was right. I didn't probably paint that picture.
So okay, let's rewind. Just say the fucking name of the movie, man.
Alien Covenant.
All right. So Mike, why don't you run down the synopsis for us since you're the guy?
Sure. There's probably going to be slight spoilers just in the way that I'm talking about it.
No, let's try not to do spoilers right away.
Okay, well then I'll just set up the premise.
Because
then.
this is still going to be relatively fresh.
All right, I'll just set up the premise then. There's a ship full of people. They're going to colonize a new world, and they're on their way to a planet that's supposed to be like, hey, this is the prime target. We've been looking all over. This is the best choice. Something happens. They wake up early, and all of a sudden they realize, wait a minute, there's this weird signal coming in from another planet, and holy cow, this planet looks like it's an even better choice
Yeah.
for us to colonize.
Ideal. Earth
Yeah,
conditions.
it's like perfect. It's like almost exactly Earth gravity.
And it's got lakes.
Yeah, lakes and fresh water and everything. And so they go, well, let's go down and check it out. Of course, some people are a little iffy because it's like weird signal, perfect planet, too good to be true kind of
Too
thing.
good to
But
be
no one
fucking
wants
true.
to get back in these broken ass pods.
Yeah.
Sleep
Yeah,
pods.
I guess I should
almost
say
spoiled
they
something.
established...
I was-
Well, yeah,
I was
you're
like,
yeah. There's a reason they don't want to get back in the pods. We'll just say that.
I feel
You'll
like
find out pretty early on why.
I feel like that's safe to say.
Okay,
like, if you thought Ryan Reynolds had a brief cameo
James
in
Franco
life,
exploded. James Franco exploded in the first like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
of this
he was
movie.
just
And
in
it
and
was
out.
hilarious.
In
It was
and out.
awesome.
Yep.
Anyways,
It
continue.
was great because I genuinely didn't think that was going to happen.
I had no idea that was going to happen, and it was fucking. I didn't even know he was in the movie. To be completely honest with you,
well, he wasn't.
I
so.
knew he was in the
I mean,
movie.
he certainly was. He was my favorite character. So
He's on the poster. He's right there. It's crazy.
biggest head.
But anyway,
Continue.
so no one wants to get back in the pod. So they're like, you know what? This thing's only like a week away. Let's just head over there, see what it's like. They land, start checking it out. Everything looks great until shit goes wrong, as it always does in sci-fi movies. It's, I want to say like it's a slow buildup, but it's not. Shit like immediately goes fucking wrong within like 5
Yeah.
minutes. But there's some lulls. But it definitely is just constantly something's fucking wrong the whole way through after that. Like every time there's like a moment of like calm, there's something looming, something dangerous going on, whether they're going back, like it's all the way until the end when you feel like everything's safe.
Are you trying to say that we shouldn't spoil it at all? In the
No.
podcast? 'Cause,
I'm
like,
just saying
that's impossible.
I'm just saying there should maybe be a point where we're just like, okay, now fuck it. If you haven't seen it, we're about to ruin
all right,
it. You know
fuck
what
it.
I mean?
Now, if you haven't seen it,
All right.
I mean,
Are we there yet?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like,
Well, I mean, like how far can we go into the movie before it starts being about
yeah,
spoilers?
like I feel like we already said everything we can.
I feel
say.
like I feel like you could have set that up, like with a lot more information. Actually,
Okay, Kyle, why don't you redo it?
Well, I'm
fucking
just
son
saying,
of a
like,
bitch.
What did I miss? What did I miss that wouldn't be spoilers?
I feel like I don't think running into David is quite a spoiler. Like David is on this planet that they find.
Yeah.
And so now we have David, and we also have a new version of
Not
David
me.
who's
Not
with
me.
the
It's the
Covenant
guy from
crew. Yeah.
Prometheus.
We actually have a new version of David named Walter,
Yeah.
would never
a
go
new
in
a
space.
new robot.
a new robot, new android. He's a few models newer. But yeah, so we get dose Michael Fassbender in this movie, double the Fassbender
With some crazy interactions with each other too, where I mean,
Yeah.
like he's teaching them how to finger things and how to
That
how
scene
to,
is
how to
so
blow.
good.
Absolutely. Okay, fuck it. If you haven't seen the movie, stop listening.
Yeah, you should. I mean, that's what I'm
I
saying.
hope you enjoyed that Saw news, because that's all you're getting.
No,
So,
but,
yeah.
I mean, we just want to fucking jump in and say, what we're thinking about this.
Well, we could start with
sequel,
a
this nice
little bit
sequel.
of our history of the series. in
Okay,
general.
I don't like Alien.
See,
I mean, like, there's some of them that I like, but like overall, I'm not a big fan.
I feel like
Never
what
have
episode did that mentioned in a lot?
Probably all of them.
Oh no, Starship Troopers.
Probably every
You
single
go
one.
Oh,
on
yeah.
about how much you hate Alien. I was really surprised. David recommended we do this tonight. So
Yeah.
I did. I think we should do, even if it's a movie I don't want to see, I think we should do as many like theater podcasts as we can, because I think that like it makes us different than other.
No, I think that's fair.
sequel
There's enough
podcasts.
fucking sequels coming out.
Yeah, exactly. There's another sequel coming out every fucking 2 weeks, so I think we should do that Transformers one.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of those.
Me either.
that's fine. I honestly, I think it's gonna be fine. This is crazy. I like Michael Bay.
That's
he's
not
all right.
crazy.
I mean, it's like
I feel like a lot of people hate him, and it's just like I don't understand why.
Well,
Like,
I can understand.
Maybe it's
why.
like the movie he makes, but like, I mean, fuck, look at his body of work. It's like super solid.
yeah, they just don't like the kind of movie he makes.
Yeah, sure. He's a talented director, though.
he's pretty talented as what he does.
He
Like,
really, yeah.
you can not like what he does, but he does what he does very well.
Yes, he does.
There's that YouTube guy ever from a painting. He does a great video on how good Michael Bay is at filmmaking with like adding layers of movement and stuff like that at each shot.
Fucking camera's
Where
constantly moving.
He talks about how like other filmmakers try to imitate Michael Bay's style and just don't do it, and he does great comparisons to show like here's someone trying to do the Bay wraparound. He's like, I notice how the background is just an open sea horizon, so it doesn't look special at all. He's like, here's a Michael Bay wraparound. There's pillars in
when
the
he's
background.
doing like the 360s.
Yeah.
That you're talking about? Okay. Yeah, he does that a lot.
Yeah.
Like since like Bad Boys. He's done
My
that
experience
shit.
with the Alien series, the first one I saw was Aliens, introduced to it by my mother. Fucking fantastic. Love the shit out of it. And then I went back and watched the original. I'm like, oh my gosh, so many things I liked about the sequel were just done in the original.
Sure.
And since then, I've just been a fan of the first two. I think 3 gets a bit of a bad rap, but it's not unjust. It isn't that great of a movie. Same with Resurrection. I kind of like Like honestly, I kind of like all the Alien movies.
I do too.
Really, it wasn't until Prometheus that I was like, now this I actually genuinely enjoy. Like, I genuinely liked Prometheus. I really did.
Okay. Didn't expect
Yeah,
that.
I like that one too. It's pretty good. I don't love it. People love it and hate it, and I'm like right in the middle of those
Yeah,
two
I-
things.
Big fan of Prometheus.
I'm more to the side of loving it, but I'm not like all the way there. I wouldn't put it anywhere near Alien or Aliens.
Different movie, in my opinion. Like different.
Totally
brand-
different.
completely
Totally
type of
different.
movie.
I just bring it up because it's same universe, and
Yeah,
Alien
no,
Covenant
fair
has
enough.
the weird position of being kind of in the between Prometheus and Alien. I feel both in timeline and in kind of how it was done.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot of elements of both Prometheus and the original Alien in there, of like a horror slasher kind of thing going on, but then also a lot of weird themes of life and birth and
Yep, I
faith
agree.
and God. And so it's like I'm conflicted about Alien Covenant in that way.
All right, Kyle, what's your experience before Mike?
Yeah,
just
before I
digs
start
in and
rambling.
starts.
I honestly don't even know when it started. Like, I don't think I
don't
didn't
know
see
when the
Alien
nightmare
until like
started.
much later. I was like you. I saw Aliens first.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it till like shit. It had to be like high school. Alien. But obviously, like I loved it. It's probably like I I think it was on when we did the talking show. We did our favorite like scary movies. It was certainly on both of our lists.
I think that was your number one.
Exorcist was my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that was your number two.
I think
you're
Alien might have been my number one. In fact,
Yeah,
whatever. It
yeah. I
wasn't
think
on my
I
list.
talked about it first, and then it got to your one. That's what it was. 'cause that
H2 was
less
on
ago.
mine, so who the fuck am I?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I certainly pretty much emulate everything Mike said. Honestly, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy them all. I do.
I like 3.
I do too. We should watch 3 sometime.
We probably will,
There's
except
plenty
for
to talk about with that fucking film's production.
yeah, except for it's like way too long, and I actually don't want to do it. No. And there's also another cut of it that apparently is like even more weird and fucked up, and it's like 3 fucking hours long.
Yeah, the alien
Jesus.
impregnates an ox instead of a dog.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
And
and
also
it's like-
Ripley just washes up on shore instead of a crash
why
landing in
is
a
it-
ship.
It's that
You're
different?
just spoiling
Jesus.
everything about this cut.
Why is it so different?
I don't know.
What kind of cut is it?
It's actually like not crazy different. I'm just mentioning like the big differences.
I know, but like I feel like they did not have a solid script then. Do you know what I mean? Or they went
no,
back
no, no.
and
I
reshot
think
it for time.
I think they didn't even have a complete script when they started filming
it's
Alien
one of
3.
those
I think they were like
situations.
7 million in before they started really hammering out a final script.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It shows.
No, it
I
does.
like it.
I like
I mean,
it,
I
but
don't
it
love
shows.
it. I don't love any of the Alien movies, so it's just like whatever. That one's kind of weird. It's just like it's fun. I like
Speaking
it.
of
It's not
kind of
fun, but
weird alien movies, Alien Covenant was pretty
it was
goddamn
really
weird too.
fucking weird.
I didn't think it was weird.
Okay,
You didn't think it was
you're
weird?
fucking
Define
weird.
weird.
Well,
Oh, I don't
there's-
know this like really drawn out fucking recorder flute scene with 2 Michael Fassbenders. What the fuck are you talking about?
Michael
Okay,
Fassbender
that-
kissing himself.
Yeah.
That was a weird scene.
The alien.
There's like a lot of fucked up shit in this movie.
the
guys.
Yeah, but I
chestburster
was
alien
in.
coming out.
I
I was
was
fully-
too.
in, so I didn't consider it weird.
Chestburster alien coming out fully formed and mimicking David's movements.
Yeah,
as he-
what the fuck was that?
That-
shit?
this movie was really weird.
You're
Yeah,
right.
it was a really weird movie.
Blowing on the
But, like,
horse's nose.
I gotta say, like, I was never taken out once. Although I did
wasn't.
think, like, during that flute scene, that's what I thought he was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Like, I was just, I thought he was gonna like jam that fucking thing through his head.
I thought so too because I thought, oh, he's cutting his hair. He's gonna try and take his place, and I thought he's gonna kill him right.
Which, like, now as I feel is a good time to bring up my biggest problem with this movie.
Oh.
Well, just because we're talking about it right now, is the fact that like from the haircutting scene, which is very
know.
early on, exactly,
You
you know,
You
there's
know
gonna be a
what's
switch.
gonna happen.
And it's
I'm
just like
fine. I'm fine
that
with the hair
kills
cutting,
me.
but like I think it's like too heavy-handed after. Like I think the hair cutting would have been. You would think it at first, you'd be like, oh, maybe, but then if you could just forget about it after that, and then the end happens. But no, there's just like the whole time.
yeah,
it's just like,
you always know
yeah.
what's gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe if that last duel was done a little differently, like not seeing the knife or something, like I don't know, I would have been more on board. But it's just when that's the big twist and you're expecting it. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, and that is a form of horror. Like the audience isn't on it, but the characters aren't. You're watching their fates
Supposed
before
to
your
be
eyes.
more suspenseful. but
No
it's
joke.
just-
It seemed so obvious to me that I thought it had to be a double fake.
Right?
I was
I
thinking that
thought
too,
he
yeah.
was gonna have
Yeah.
brainwashed Walter,
But then
or
when
something.
I didn't see those cuts healing, I was just like, okay, that's the confirmation.
Yeah.
Like, why
He
did,
also did these like weird smiles. at the
Well,
end.
the confirmation is that you don't see Walter kill David. That's
well-
all the confirmation you made.
no, I need,
That's
I
all
know,
we
but
know.
when you were saying the double take though, like it was
Oh,
double
the
fake.
double fake. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, that's for sure David because he's not healing. Like we just saw David heal. Like that was the whole point, right? Like so, the Ridley Scott constantly wants us to know this is David, and I find that odd. Unless it's, but I don't. It didn't work for me. If it's for the reason that you're supposed to know as an audience and
I think
watch
that's what it
the
is.
events,
Like,
but
why would
just-
you? Why would it be so obvious? There's no way that he was like, they're never gonna know.
No,
like,
no.
obviously.
But like there
maybe
was-
he thought we were wondering when is she going to get out? When is she going to realize? Like maybe
Yeah.
we're supposed to be on the edge of our seat. Like, oh,
And
she must know. She
that
doesn't
was a
know it's
great
him.
realization scene. I will admit, like
Yeah.
that was fucking dope. But fuck, I don't know. There was just there was no suspense when I really wanted there to be with that scene. Because again, when it's so obvious from the haircutting scene, it's just like, you know what I mean?
gonna do this
So we're getting it for like a fucking hour.
Yeah.
For an hour, we know they're gonna do the switcheroo.
And then when it actually happens, then you're sitting there like, well, when are they going to reveal it now? Because I know it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I guess maybe that's a little bit of tension where it's like, will she find out before it's too late?
yeah.
But
And he was being surprisingly compliant. But so that's my problem. Is like he was being surprisingly compliant.
He was playing the long con.
When we know that's David though?
Well, because he's just
He
waiting
just wanted
for
to
everyone.
test. He wanted to test his baby. Like, was that it?
I don't know either. My guess is either the girl that he killed found out, and so he's like, "Oh shit, I have to take care of her because she found out," and he thought, "Well, I can't just murder her. Then it's like it's obvious that something happened. How about an alien happens to get her?" And that like,
Gotcha.
and then that's how he got rid of her. Because I feel like, yeah, there's no reason to do anything. You be compliant because you're in it for the long con. They go to sleep. You have all the human bodies you need to mess with for the rest of your days.
He gets to play God for.
Did you just say the long Kong?
Long con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I might have said Kong at some point.
So if
too
David
big.
heals,
Too big.
if David heals, like, I mean, maybe he like really fucked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I'm sorry, if Walter heals, sorry, maybe he like really fucked him up. But is there a chance that Walter is just still just chilling on this planet?
I mean, I guess.
Probably.
I mean, I don't think there was any confirmation that he isn't
Give me an hour and a half movie of just Walter
hanging out.
hanging out.
I'm down with that.
Castaway, Walter edition.
I'm down with that.
That's a cool idea, though, is like, what would a robot who's only programmed to serve do when he's just sitting alone on a
Yeah,
planet?
would he be like, exactly, like he can't do what David did.
No, because David was given creativity.
He'd be playing that fucking flute. That's what he'd do.
See, that's some of the things I like, is that whole creativity thing, too.
Yeah.
And the whole robot stuff. I love that. I also like how it didn't beat us over the head with the faith in God stuff, too.
Where
like
I really thought it
creator and
would.
created.
And especially with having the religious character who just...
And he
I
gets
think-
established so early as being a religious guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, no. But it doesn't.
And I
It
think
doesn't
it
beat you
just
over the head
gives
with
some.
it.
It just gives some weight to this world, where apparently, yeah, the Christian faith 100 years from now is kind of just like, ooh, oh, you believe in Jesus?
Yeah. Ugh.
Ooh. I
how I
thought
am,
that was
okay.
kind of interesting, but then the two gods come face to face later, and guess who wins? An
The one
android.
that's not human.
Yeah.
No, see, I like that. I like the whole robot thing. I like the God and creator stuff. It even because it's all done nicely. It's not like rubbed in your face. Like, here's what we're trying to say. It lets you look at the different arguments made and the different things
Yeah.
said, and it makes you. That's what I liked about Prometheus. Is it's like, sure, there's a few things that are a little ham-fisted in Prometheus, but most of the movie is left with unanswered questions, and
Yeah.
I like that.
I agree. I think we should talk a little bit about the character. Like, so in this movie, it's not an Alien remake. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right out of the way.
that's the one thing. I was not excited for this movie because I thought it was just going to be an Alien remake. That's
And
what it
it
looked
did
like.
make it look like it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, boo. But it's like, not at all.
No,
It's
no.
not
Not
at
even-
all
no.
that.
In fact, this is kind of cool where it's not just like a crew on a mission. Well, I mean, it is a crew on a mission, but they're not just laborers. They each have a partner. They're each wifed up or husband up.
Yep.
They're freaking, dude.
And yeah, and then they have 2,000 passengers still asleep to colonize a new planet, which you did mention, obviously.
Yeah.
But
It's
we get,
clones,
but we
dude.
get
It's
some
Moon.
dynamic
It's the
shit.
same.
We get,
It's a sequel to Moon.
Yeah. Their significant others die. And there's like real stakes in this, other than just worrying about yourself. And I found that like a nice. Well, actually, it was kind of in Prometheus too. Prometheus 2.
Oh, dude. I think it
which
did
this
a better
is.
job of setting up the characters than Prometheus, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think everyone was kind of likable or diverse. Some characters weren't needed.
Yeah.
And many just died right off the bat.
But that's fine
But-
because, I mean, like, it feels better in this one than it did in Prometheus when people just outright died. Because, I mean, there are some people that do some stupid things in this one. Mainly the Omir, whatever his name was, the religious captain guy. Like, towards the end when he already knows that David's kind of fucked up. And he's just like, oh, yeah, David, tell me where to go. Let me follow you into this crazy place. It's like, David's super strong robot, man. You don't just follow him into an enclosed space.
I mean, yeah. Though the thing is, these humans have, like, all they know is to like trust these people. Like, you know,
That's
what I mean?
true. I had to remember that, where it's like, like he might be just used to the robots never being able to lie and stuff like
I
that.
just don't think he realized like David was the first, and a little bit different, obviously, than the android, because they probably know 30 other Walters back on Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't blame necessarily, but like obviously that whole fucking landscape, that whole area, which is, by the way, the planet of the beings from Prometheus.
At least one of the
Which
planets.
is it. At least one. That's true. Yeah. That's true. It could have been one of their successful, attempts at evolution, although they looked oddly similar. It doesn't matter. One of the planets. I think that is really interesting. And fucking David comes and is just like, fuck all y'all motherfuckers, and releases the
plague from the first movie.
Yeah, the plague from the first movie onto all these people. And it's fucking terrifying. When they show up, it looks like Pompeii, and everyone's like frozen by the volcano. But
no, that's when I really got into the movie. I'll be honest.
When you're
as
like,
soon as they
this
walk
has
into the
fucking
city
depth.
and they see God, and at first I thought it was like a few statues by the gate, but then it's revealed, no. It is just millions of dead people.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, fuck, this movie's going somewhere. Like, I was worried it's like, they're going to follow David into a cave where he's been like castawaying for the last
sure,
years.
that's what I thought it was going to be.
But no, it establishes that this was a world with a history, and David came in and fucked it up. And then also we find out David hasn't just been sitting there with, like, doing nothing. He's been fucking busy. Like, he created
He's making xenomorphs.
the aliens as we know them in the future movies.
Which is a whole game changer.
Yeah, it's great.
It really is. If they were going to do something, like, I'm glad they're adding to the universe rather than just showing us another story.
Yeah, just having fucking aliens.
Instead of just
around.
references, it's actually doing something with the material. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, God. David is such... Dude, I mean, he's a god. Like, he wants to be a god. He is a god.
Thank you.
Fuck you. Even to the point where Elizabeth, if you remember her from Prometheus, is one of his experiments.
Yeah.
Ends up being... So I wonder what their life was like before that, because obviously he had probably had to put some research into this first. You know what I mean?
When he says that he loved Elizabeth, I think he genuinely means it. I think he feels love for Elizabeth the way that a robot could, in that he sees her as one of his successful, like, experiments into humanity or something like that. When he vivisected her and all that kind of stuff, and she's all sprawled out. I think that to him,
she's the mother of his child.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
But I mean, like, to be honest, like, we can say that all day, but I mean, he's still a fucking robot.
Yeah,
and he may like think he knows love, although he does fucking cry. You know what? I don't know what fucking Waylon did to him, but
yeah, why are you guys arguing about something like that?
That's so cool. Is like robots and love and emotions, because like I don't know that you guys aren't robots. I just have to trust that you aren't.
The only one robot knew how to love. That's Chappie. So
When's Chappie 2?
right? We gotta
So
review
can do
that shit. I'm sorry what I said.
What?
I take Chappie back.
Oh, you take that back?
Yeah, David is such a better fucking robot than
Thank
that
you.
fucking bastard could ever be.
There's just a lot of good stuff in the movie. It's just the weird stuff bothered me too much.
Really?
So that's where we're going to disagree.
It took you out?
Michael.
Describe that.
I don't know if it took me out. It definitely like halted my interest though, because it's just I don't know if it was going for trying to be unsettling or like, trying to make it feel like there's something very strange going on, but it was just too awkward, and I've seen too many cringe videos of people doing awkward things for me not to just cringe along with it and go, oh, it's kind of weird. The alien's already fully formed and it's like miming his movements, and it's like I get it, and it didn't like yank me out of the movie as being so awkward as like a really bad line read or something like that. But it's just, to me, it stood out amongst the rest of the movie, which felt a little more subtle, a little more nuanced. This just blatantly weirdness in my mind.
Yeah. I didn't look at it as weird. Like, I know what you're saying, like, weird things happened, but I really felt like that at the time, but then, like, especially in retrospect, that David was just feeling out if he could have a partner in this. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't know how this new version of David is going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In fact, he doesn't understand later that he can, like, regenerate. But I just thought the whole time was kind of like testing him out. Like, are you going to be in this with me without giving away like too much information at first? You know what I mean? Like, can we do this together as brothers? Because I really do, like, he feels that bond. Like, he's the only other person that has the same fucking maker as him. You know what I mean?
It's not a person.
Sorry,
He's a
robot,
robot.
android. And so that's what I took that whole thing as, especially like even the kiss. Like, I know that's weird. It probably had its intention for like you know, a good strike to the neck with a flute. But
That was tight.
I don't know. Like, I felt that was important to David's character, and that did not take me out. Like, again, that flute scene, I was like this because I thought he was about to shove that flute through the back of his head.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? I guess I just was never focused on the fact that, like, oh, this is odd. But it was really about the creation thing. And, you know, there could have been other ways to do it, but I think that established it really well as far as the creativity and, you know, doing anything on your own, not just listening to what humans.
So the weird stuff is that's when I was like, yeah, this is what's up. I like this movie. That's what turned me on about the movie. And the reason is I think this movie has all the makings of like a shitty sequel to a movie. But it was just done very well. Like, a lot of the weird things that you're talking about that took you out of the movie is straight out of like a shitty fucking straight to DVD sequel of something. But it's like done well for some reason.
No, it totally was.
I like it. Like, I like those little weird things. Like, that's what made it interesting to me, is that it wasn't just like a fucking stupid alien movie. Like, there was like this bizarre stuff going on.
I should reiterate one more time. It didn't necessarily take me out of the movie. They were just speed bumps along this otherwise level field where it's like, you know, it's doing Prometheus stuff, it's doing alien stuff where it's like, you know, setting up characters, setting up themes, setting up ideas, and then also having conversations. It's also doing like some action scenes with crazy shit going on and panicked people, and all that stuff was good, and it had like, you know, a consistency to it. It's like those weird things were like bumps in the wavelength to me, where it's like I have this smooth ride and there's a bump where it was like, oh, that was weird. What was that? And it didn't like take me out. It's just they stood out to me in this otherwise like everything's.
So it took you out.
You don't have to give in, but you kind of are describing.
You are describing being
taken
out of a movie.
If that's the case, then that's the case. It just didn't bother me as much. When I normally say something took me out of the movie, it really did bug me enough to where it takes me out of the movie. Yeah. But these didn't bug me that much.
Like fucking Russell Crowe flying dragons on Krypton and Man of Steel. God, that took me out.
It started with
like
that.
Literally.
That was 2 minutes into the goddamn Man of Steel movie, dude.
You got that. Like, I have never had such a bad. You know what? We were just talking about this earlier. Mm-hmm. That's a movie I absolutely fucking hate. I was taken out of that movie in the first, again, like 15 minutes. And the rest of the time, I'm just fucking sitting there. Mm-hmm. And I'm probably overly criticizing, but it's just like the stupidest shit happens. Like, oh, I'm going to break Zod's neck and then yell no and then cut to a fucking comedy scene. Mm. Like, I think my review of this still exists on the internet, and you can go find it. I fucking hate that shit so bad.
My biggest
that's taking you out of a fucking movie.
I don't even know what it's like to be taken out of a movie because I've never been in. Like, I'm always like half in, half out of every movie ever. So it's like I've never been like I've never seen anything in a movie where I'm like, oh. Like, I'm always just like, I always got one eye open, one eye closed.
I'm glad that makes you like. I'm glad I'm not like that. Like, it works for you, obviously, but I'm just like, I need to be in.
Dave, I think what you're describing is a bit of what I got. Like, you know, I don't know if I've ever been fully engrossed and pulled into a movie. I guess maybe I shouldn't say I'm being pulled out of movies. It's just kind of like I think about movies a lot, even when I'm watching them, and so like when my brain like thinks of something weird, I'm like, oh, that was weird. That like I'm thinking about something weird now. Like I'm thinking about something that doesn't make any sense. Whether it's like the logic of the movie is down or falls down or something like that. Those are things that take me, quote unquote, out of the movie. Yeah. But I don't know if I've ever been actually. I think I might be closer to what you're saying, where I'm never actually fully in a movie anyway.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I show up and I enjoy it, or I don't enjoy it, and like I don't know. I've never like it's never been like. I'm watching this movie. Like, it's not. I'm just watching it, dude.
Yeah.
That's like one reason I don't like 3D movies is because like.
You have to wear glasses.
Well, I mean that sucks. But also, it's just like I like my movie being on the screen. Like I just don't. I like being separated from it. Okay.
There you go.
I check my phone a lot during movies.
I know.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, did he check his phone a lot?
Like 75 times.
See, I didn't know. I honestly didn't notice once. But I swear I heard every time you fucking moved your jacket.
Yeah, I should stop wearing this jacket to movies, probably.
Dave wears windbreakers, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when you cross your arms and uncross your arms 30 times during a movie...
I want you to be a little bitch about it.
I was not complaining. I would have said something if it bothered me, really.
Yep.
Like when you were fucking like, fuck yeah, the best scene ever in Fast 8.
I mean, I don't regret it.
No, you don't have to.
10 out of 10 would do it
It's
again.
what makes Dave Dave.
Shut the fuck up.
There's one other
I'm
element
accepting you.
to
Shut up,
to Alien
Kyle.
Covenant I think we need to talk about, and that's like the overall murder and kills and action stuff, because I think this movie handled it really well.
Like, what do you mean? Were you expecting it to not?
Well, no, I just I guess coming off of Prometheus, maybe I didn't think this was going to have as much of that kind of stuff going on, especially with it had a pretty good setup. Where it's like it went on long enough for me to like ease me into a sense of security, going like, oh, things are pretty all right. They're gonna get sick, but it's like no, they're not just gonna get sick and like when they get back to the ship, they are fucking dying now in the most gruesome and horrific ways, and it's like, oh fuck me. So it's like it cranks it up to 11 out of nowhere, and I loved that. And I was worried the little aliens were gonna be like too weird or like like kind of like Chucky, like why are you afraid of that little thing? But they're not. They're fucking vicious and they grow fast and they're all over the goddamn place. And it's like I loved it when they're in the field. It's like fucking Velociraptor time. Man.
I thought some of the gore was like some of the best shit I've seen.
Yeah,
in
it
a
was
long time.
really good. I would have to agree. Not over the top, but like super effective.
I thought
for,
it was like
just
pretty
gross
over the
out
top,
gore.
to be
Really?
honest with you.
I didn't feel that.
I felt like the two
I think it was just done
infected
well.
guys were over the top a bit, but I think it was done really well. Like the fucking spine burster, like that was fucked. Like when the lady opens up his back and the thing goes right in her face, like his fucking spine cracks open. She's just like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
it was like, you gotta fucking go. Get the fuck out of there, lady. Just set everything on fire and leave. Like no.
And I love that the next guy, like, it's not the same routine.
Yeah.
No,
It comes out of his fucking mouth, like.
It comes out of his mouth like with 2 goddamn buckets of blood and half of his organs too. Did you notice that it was like it pulled his throat like inside out as it came out? It was fucking ruthless.
Yeah,
It was tight.
which I know that's like crazy gore, but like at the same time, it's just not like. I don't know.
That's because it was done, dude.
It's done
It
well.
can be over the top and done well at the same time.
Okay, fair enough. Because it was definitely.
It's
gory.
not handled. It's not
actually,
campy at all.
I thought one of the
even
best
though it
ones
could
was
be.
the fucking what's the second mouth thing through
it's
through the
little-
shower door that guy's
Oh, yeah,
head.
that
I
was
thought that
cool.
was sick.
I like how that looked with all the water and stuff. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. It was beautifully shot.
Oh,
It's great.
There's a lot to like about this
and
movie.
yeah, I like that you mentioned the spine buster. Is that what we're calling it?
The spine buster.
That's the first thing that popped into my
Okay,
head.
I
Is
like
the spine
that. I like
burster.
that.
It's going out the other way, man.
Is it Buster or Burster?
Burster.
Or burster,
Okay.
buster.
Spine buster.
But we do get the face huggers in this movie,
Yeah.
and
And it's crazy because it's important to remember that face huggers were only ever like crazy fast and stuff like that as established in the sequel Aliens. Mm-hmm. It's like in the Ridley Scott universe, so to speak, where it's like, it's just Alien and Prometheus. All we know about face huggers is it jumps out of an egg really fast. So it was cool to see him follow Aliens and say, no, face huggers are like crazy fast spider things too.
yeah. Oh,
I liked that.
terrible. And it's good to know David invented it.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you know what?
Like,
I'm gonna make face huggers.
Now, actually, so speaking of like David, so creating the perfect specimen, as he claims, how is the xenomorph in this movie and the subsequent movies different than the xenomorph that was in Prometheus?
Well, the one that was in Prometheus was kind of like the ones that were spine bursters in this, in that they came from the infection instead of from a face hugger.
Okay.
So it's like, I think like David refined the delivery method, so to speak, and created a face hugger.
He had a fucking like white one in this movie
Yeah.
that stood up straight.
Yeah, because
that's
that was like
fuck?
that was reminiscent of the Prometheus type ones, where it was like it was less of like a xenomorph and more of like this weird hybrid xenomorph and creature and infected thing.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But it looked like honestly, it looked like the spine burster.
yeah.
It looked like that though, but like grown up. Mm-hmm. So I feel like is that the spine burster form later? You know what I mean?
I guess yeah, there's because there's that bit in Prometheus at the very very end where it's like the big space jockey guy gets impregnated by the squid monster, and out of him pops like some kind of copy of one of the spine burster kind of things, like a hybrid. It looks like it could be a xenomorph if it tried hard enough. Like if you squinted your eyes, you could go, "Oh, it's a xenomorph," because it's got the long head and a weird mouth thing. But that thing had more in common with the spine bursters.
Okay, yeah, which are clearly just like fucking what would you call those? Like, because they step on these plants.
Yeah, like those like fungal pods or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And then it's like it
And then
goes
it
into the
infects
air.
you and-
that was something cool David mentioned, is because when it first happens, I'm like, the fuck is
Which
that
David?
stuff?
Yeah, me or the guy in the movie?
The guy in the movie, David.
Okay.
Fassbender.
David Fassbender.
Evil Fassbender.
Evil Fassbender. Because in the movie, he talks about how it was in its original liquid form, and that's what it was in Prometheus. But he goes, the shit can fucking aerate, and that's what fucking gets these guys, is because it just goes in the fucking air, slides into your nose, or any hole in your... It seems like it could really just go on your skin, too. I think it went in the ear and stuff like that, because it
but
was
it didn't
like...
need to, sure.
No, it just right into you. And then, like, 15 minutes later, you're fucked.
Oh,
like, it's ridiculous, the
that
turnaround
makes sense
time.
to why the guy in the ear became the spine, because those systems are whereas like the nose was in the fuck.
He knew what he was doing, man.
It could have been an arm burster if he just would have went.
Yeah, if he just grabbed it with his hand and it crawled right into his palm.
Dude, dick burster. No, that's in Covenant 2 or whatever that's gonna be called.
Mm-hmm.
That's in Leprechaun 4.
A dick burst? Oh, he comes out of the dick.
Yeah,
I remember you saying that the other day.
I also like how at the end of, I guess, spoil the ending. David wins. Everyone goes to sleep. David's left alone. Oh yeah, we already spoiled that.
We
what am
can
I saying?
spoil the end. Yeah, we spoiled everything else.
How do you guys feel about that ending?
I liked it.
I liked it too.
I loved it.
I didn't
like
love it.
again. I was kind of like, because like we get it, it's David, but like if you were gonna show David come out in any certain way, that was the coolest way to do it. And then
it's pretty dope.
And then when the gates of Valhalla or whatever it's called,
Open, yeah.
And it's just like because it's got like.
But then I had a speed bump when he pukes up 2 eggs.
Yeah, fucking David blamed that shit. Did you see that?
I liked that. Like, why?
That was dope. I wasn't down. That's how he hit them.
Again,
That
I
makes
didn't
sense.
hate that. It's just like, it was like, oh, that's what he did. He swallowed him. It was just a speed bump.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is like, how the fuck did he get anything
Carry
on this?
those on
yeah,
board.
and then when that happens, I'm like, nah. At least there was like one surprise at the end for me. I was like,
Yeah.
there it is. Okay.
I like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was probably my favorite part of the ending. To be completely honest with you,
It's so
I liked how it
just
set up the future.
ended by that. So
because when it's revealed that David has been creating the face huggers and their eggs and basically the xenomorph as we know it, it's like all I can think is, oh well, that's crazy. David made it. How's it gonna like? How do they? Because in the first one they find like a goddamn billion of those eggs just sitting there, and it's like then at the end when he's got all these human subjects, 2,000 people to fucking mess with, and I'm just like, that motherfucker's gonna make so many goddamn eggs.
yeah.
that motherfucker.
It was great.
Goddamn
I loved
David.
how it wrapped up that kind of thing. They don't need to make a sequel to Alien Covenant because I feel like the ending of that completely sets up the first Alien movie, in my
I
opinion.
think it absolutely does. Again, like that's what I think the best part is. Or even with Prometheus, like I didn't need a Prometheus sequel,
No.
but now
This-
I'm so glad I got one.
This movie does something fantastic, and that is bridging the gap between those two
Yes,
movies. It does
absolutely.
that so well, in my opinion,
Yeah.
of bridging those two movies together, because those two movies felt very separate. Although they had their own merits, they felt very separate both in like tone and in plot and in like
Sure.
universe even. It felt like they were just very distantly connected. But Alien Covenant just bridges that fucking gap perfectly. There's a lot of space between the two of them. Like between Prometheus and Alien Covenant, and then Alien Covenant and Alien.
10 years. I was actually surprised. Oh, I thought. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of space in the timeline, but it just it seals it for me. Like Ridley Scott fucking made a trilogy out of his first one.
Yeah, which is weird.
It's very weird, but it's
cool.
bizarre how well it works, in my opinion.
Do you think it's I've read this phrase multiple times when looking at stuff for this movie. Do you think it's a return to form for Ridley Scott?
Has Ridley Scott had a form?
I don't know.
Because that motherfucker's been
that's just
all over the place.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just what I've read.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Then the people are just being like, well, his best movie's Alien or something. Because, like,
Yeah.
like Alien is completely different than Blade Runner. You know what I mean?
In my
And,
opinion,
like,
he never really stopped making good movies except for
Yeah,
like this small
I
gap in the
agree.
90s or something. Because he made Thelma and Louise late 80s, early
did not know
90s.
those
He
things.
made Gladiator early 2000s. And it's like, and then he recently came out with Martian too. It's
Yeah.
like, Martian 1, sorry. They haven't made a sequel to that yet.
when there is, we will review it.
Yes.
We will.
But I don't think he's like,
Matt Damon goes back to space.
Yes.
he's had some gaps in time.
Why are you
where he's
going to
done
do
something-
it? You had such a bad experience the first time.
And then he gets stuck. Not again. Womp, womp, womp. No, like the needle gets lifted off the track.
But luckily for him, it's happened already, and he knows what to do.
He just got to make some fucking potatoes.
You know, actually, guys, I have an idea. I'm gonna pitch you guys a sequel to Alien Covenant. Okay, I'm being serious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the sequel. So if we're gonna talk about the gap between Alien Covenant and Alien, the 1979 Ridley Scott movie, I want to actually go back to Earth, go back to Wayland Industries, and I want to know the story about the scientist that decided, you know what, this Michael Fassbender looking android, we need to retire him and get Ian Holmes Ash, and then later like Bishop. Like, why do they have to make them uglier, significantly uglier? We have Michael, one of the most handsome people in our culture today, and then we go to like Ian Holm. You know what I mean? Explain that time. Like that's what that's what I want to know.
Well, in some of the Alien movies and comics, it's implied that the robots are literally based off the looks of their creator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got interesting. So the next creator was really ugly.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
ugly as fuck.
Yeah, no.
And you know what? Cool thing. Star Trek did that too. When Soon makes his robots, Data and Lore, they look exactly like he did.
That's true. That is true.
You are a fucking
enough.
dork.
Just I would have just kept the Fassbender model. Like, or maybe they like retire them from like space travel and just like use them as like safe hookers.
Well, I wonder if like shit goes wrong enough with them that maybe they're like,
Oh, that's true.
these guys, people
need
don't
new
like these
ones.
ones anymore. Last
We need
year's
uglier
model went on a
ones.
fucking killing spree when it went haywire. We can't have
People
the Fassbender
trust
models.
people
Dude.
trust good-looking men too much, so
Are
you
you-
have to flip them.
Dude,
Shut the fuck up and say it.
I'm thinking about David.
Shut up when you're talking to
I
me.
mean, I'm thinking about Walter on that planet.
Yeah.
Like, that was not the only motherfucking ship on this planet, right? Like, or he could fix that one because all he knows is like how to work.
Yeah.
Dude, Walter's coming back.
He could theoretically go back to the exploded one, and just be like, I'm going to be working on this for a while.
Exactly. It's gonna take some time. In fact,
I want
next
that-
movie,
that is
just
what-
Michael Fassbender.
That's what I want. I want him fixing
goes-
that fucking
He
ship
goes and he tracks down David,
and
and,
beats his
and that's
ass.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
And the one last alien that's still alive on there. There was one spine burster they didn't
Oh,
get.
because you're right. The aliens are going to listen to David. So I was going to say they wouldn't attack him because like they have nothing to attack him for, but like they're going to listen to David.
Yeah. They might be like, oh, there's our master guy.
Dude, call Hollywood. We have an idea.
He's
Hello,
going to make a
Hollywood.
ship.
Hello, Joe Hollywood.
Yeah. He talks to the lady's severed head the whole time.
gotta
It's just
say-
a way of passing the time.
Yeah.
It's his
I
Wilson.
got to say something really quick.
What?
We have like 8 minutes left
Why?
because I'm an idiot.
What does that mean? How long have we been going?
When I started it, it was on 2 mics were on and one was off for some reason.
How long have we? Why are you wasting
But
time?
we had like an hour and 45 minutes. But when I turned on another mic, that significantly
are-
cut down because obviously it's making an additional
yeah,
file.
but you're wasting time. How
geez.
long have we been recording?
51 minutes.
Okay, we're fine
Okay,
then.
yeah.
Jesus
Okay, I just want to
Christ.
like let you guys know we had to wrap it up.
Okay, so
All right.
I like the movie a lot. I don't know, man. Really, it could have been a little bit shorter in my opinion, but that's my opinion for every movie
Yeah.
that's ever existed
Yeah.
in the history of movies. I really like. Shut the fuck up! Don't fucking.
He hasn't even given a thumb yet,
I'm
dude.
not. Yeah, man. What the
Like,
fuck?
we're not that rushed for time.
All right.
All the stuff that you didn't like, the weird stuff, I liked a lot. That's like that's what dragged me in. I guess that's what got me on board for the rest of the movie. I would like to say, like, how did Danny McBride survive up until that point? Like, that's crazy to me. Like,
Yeah,
in my opinion, that character always dies like immediately.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that he survived for all of the movie.
Yeah.
for sure.
It's crazy.
I agree.
Also, I mean, there's some of the I didn't like some of his dialogue, to be completely honest with you. There was some dialogue in general from other people that I wasn't a fan of. I didn't really like the main. What's her name? The main girl.
Catherine Watterson.
I didn't really like her that much. Her haircut kind of bothered me.
Damn.
I don't know. I mean, she was
Honestly,
fine.
if that's your complaints, Dave, it
wasn't-
sounds like you did really enjoy
I
the
wasn't
movie.
like, I hate these people. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
Didn't do it for me.
Where's
But
that
yeah,
thumb?
I liked it a lot. Thumbs up for me.
Woo! It's actually on the way home I liked this movie more. When I was walking, I was still feeling like I was mad about the David thing. But I actually really did enjoy this movie. I agree with Dave that I feel like it could have been a little shorter. Some of the parts did drag for me, but that's good to say.
I think the
but
flute scene should have been
in the
5
end-
minutes longer.
in the end, I really actually liked the characters. Dialogue didn't bother me so much, and I really actually liked Watterson as our hero. I thought she was a great character to follow, but I feel like in the end, this is a Michael Fassbender movie, and he killed it as two different fucking characters. Big thumbs up for me.
Big old thumbs up.
And for me,
Thematically great. Sorry, I just want to say. Like,
Also, we forgot to make Mike go first because now he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's a thumbs down because you guys. I don't think it deserves 3 thumbs up."
no, I think this does deserve 3 thumbs up right off the bat.
Yeah,
I give it
wow.
a thumbs up. It was. You said it was on the way home that you realized it. It was with my discussion with you guys that I realized I really did like this movie.
that sure helped. Yeah, I agree.
Because it helped me realize how many things to talk about that I liked and to think about compared to the things that I didn't, because there are some weird things. There is a little bit of weird dialogue. I wasn't as much bugged by the lead, except for when she suddenly is able to jump off a ship and shoot a gun, when normally she's been a little more reserved than that.
Let me rephrase. Like, okay, I think she got better. I think she like grew into the role, in my opinion. Like at first, I was just kind of like, I don't like her very much.
Well, she was kind of
then I
off.
think
She was sad, and
then I think she got better.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue. Sorry, all I do is cut people
but
off.
actually,
now.
speaking of that scene though,
Yeah.
I was also like, this is ridiculous. But then made it up for it when they just crushed that fucking
Yeah, no, it
xenomorph
was-
with the claw.
was
Like
tight.
I was like, okay, all worth it.
The movie just does everything so well. It's hard to be mad at it for the things
Yeah.
that you didn't like, because even those things you're like, but it did that pretty darn well. Like
Yeah.
there's so much to like about the movie.
I would absolutely agree.
How many minutes do we have left?
5. But
Whoa,
I do want to say
okay,
one
yeah.
thing though too. I still want to emphasize. I actually would probably at this point still prefer Prometheus.
I would agree with that. It's like, it's
Not saying it's not saying it's even like a lesser movie. I
disagree.
enjoy Prometheus more.
I disagree. I like this one more than Prometheus.
I still prefer Prometheus more, but I think that's more of my kind of movie. It's more of a Mike movie. But
Stupid.
I still put Alien and
Shitty.
Aliens right there at the top. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way those two are ever going to be dethroned.
Sure. I do really like where they're going with it. Like if they were going to make more,
I'll watch
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad I can't wait for the next one.
So really quick, I googled a couple reviews. I should have.
You're fine on
Should have
time,
had
bro.
them ready. This is
Yeah.
embarrassing. But like, there's a theme in some of these. Well, here's a return to form for both Scott and the series. Well, I guess the series. Hard R horror movie featuring ferocious acid-dripping space crustaceans, a tough female lead, and a bunch of dead meat crew members. I mean, I don't know.
I think
I
that's
hate that
describing a
person.
different
it's,
movie.
It's
Yeah.
It's not what I saw.
That's
but,
describing Alien Resurrection.
See, this is what I have. This is what I have a problem with. This next one, Alien Covenant, plays it safe by mashing together the best elements of previous Alien films, delivering a solid sci-fi horror thriller in the process. I don't think it plays it safe at all.
I
I don't
strongly
know.
agree with that.
And like the guy I heard right before walking out of the theater, the guy behind us was like, "Yeah, I just took the best stuff from Prometheus, the best stuff from Alien, and kind of put them together. It didn't really work." It's just like, I think it worked, and also like it's not safe at all. Like it's a game
Yeah.
changer. Like it
And
changes
I also
the whole
wouldn't use
fucking-
the word mash.
No,
Mash,
yeah.
Mash,
Mash is
mash
like,
to me
"Ah."
sounds like rough or haphazard, or it's
Sure.
like, or you can tell clear cut. Oh, this is the Prometheus moment. This is the
Yeah,
Alien
yeah.
moment. But it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of seriousness in here and a lot of like slower moments. Like Alien had fucking slow moments and seriousness.
Yeah, Alien took 45 minutes to get started. I don't know if you remember
it's-
that.
But
a lot
it's
like
like-
this one actually.
There's just so this is like Alien and Prometheus got together and had a baby, but I would not say stuff like mashed,
No.
and I would not say like,
No.
oh, you
Dude, it's
plucked
just
the best of here, best of there.
It's just Prometheus is like a separate movie. Like we don't get introduced to the aliens like right away. Like it's a whole different movie. So to say like that's a venture is like, yeah, it clearly fucking is, because they're not all trapped on a fucking spaceship the entire time being hunted down by an alien or multiple aliens, whatever. Yeah. So like, it's a
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you fucking
Yeah.
idiot. Who's
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
person? Who is this? I'm gonna call
Find
them
him.
out. I'm gonna call her mom, tell them that she raised an idiot.
It's wait. Well, there's another one. How many minutes do we have?
2.
Jesus. Okay, so this first
Spit it
one
out.
is Sandy Schaefer from Screen Rant.
Okay.
And then this next one is, while the story offers little new. What? What do you mean? That's Jeffrey M. Anderson from Common Sense Media. Fuck him.
Does
Kiss
he
my
mean
ass.
like in all movies as a whole, because every idea's already been done?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, 3 thumbs up. Alien Covenant.
Yeah, go check it out. It gets a little weird, but you should like it because there's something in there for everyone.
Yeah, also
I agree.
the weird part's tight.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. There's
right,
fucking.
so,
I actually want to play a flute now.
I don't even think
I
that
want
was
to
a- that
shove
was
it
a
in someone's
recorder.
neck.
That was a recorder, by the way.
Oh,
That was not a
recorder.
flute.
Sorry.
Flutes go this
Speaking
way.
of recorders, ours is running out of
yeah,
time.
and they're not made. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm sorry. Recorder.
Dumbass.
Yeah, join us next time
Fuck
when
you,
we'll
piece of shit.
be
We'll be back for goddamn more, okay?
Oh, what you know, another goddamn sequel show. Oh, what you know, another goddamn sequel show. Oh, what you know.